Hey, what's up guys? Newcastle here with a new tutorial. In this one, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a killer riser from scratch. This may or may not be a two-part tutorial. Not 100% sure here, but let's go ahead and jump into it. So, I haven't done a lot in this. I'm going to be showing you how to build the riser one, combine that with some different effects, add on top of that the snare, high pass, etc., 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 etc. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into it. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use Citrus for this one. I like Citrus. I know it the most of any of my VSTs. I'm just going to grab the default preset. Okay, you can do this with Massive too if you really know how to do it. I'm going to make 2 saw waves. First of all, if you don't know how to use Citrus, or if you're having trouble using any VST whatsoever, really following along with this, I suggest checking out some other tutorials on just basic stuff on how to use Citrus or how to use 3XOSC, Massive, Harmor, etc. Really, we're just going to be using basic sound design for this. So, if you need a little bit of help on this, feel free to message me. Email me at djnewcastle@gmail.com or shoot me a message on Facebook, something. Always glad to help out. So anyway, what I've done so far is I've just made the 2 saw waves, and I'm going to have one that's an octave beneath the other. So operator 1 has a frequency ratio of 2 to 1. This one's 1 to 1. So this one is going to be, should be, well, not necessarily exactly 1 octave, but you guys will get the point. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add just a touch of some chorus. Now if we take a listen to it, well, that's loud. Without the chorus, it's like that. With the chorus, gives it a nice voicing effect. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and drop this into a mixer track too, so it's not so loud. I probably need to take the limiter off my master. Oops, crap. Okay, so this is, I'm going to rename this to my riser. Also going to rename the channel to riser. Alright, so now we got the riser. Let's take a listen to it. It's just basic. Let's go ahead and turn this down too. I'm not going to be using any filters or anything, honestly. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into using effects, or using the effects on it. First thing I'm going to do, of course, add an equalizer. You're going to want to do a low cut on this. So, I don't know, just usually do mine about 200 hertz. Brighten up the high end. Not a whole lot, though. So I'm going to take this, increase the bandwidth. That sounds a lot better. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started making the riser in general. I'm going to go to the piano roll. This is how to do this on FL Studio. Again, I am not familiar with Ableton, or else I would show you how to do it on Ableton also, or explain it. What you probably could do on Ableton is you could use a pitch riser and just have one really long note. There's a much easier way to do it in FL Studio, which you take just 2 notes. You start at C. You want to start at a low spot, maybe somewhere down here, and then you're going to want to drop the velocity on this bottom note. You don't want it to be very loud. Much better. Okay, go up about 2 or 3 octaves. Make your second one. Then you're going to want to raise the velocity on this one. Okay, now this is important. On FL Studio, you need to check slide right here. Then you click accept, And then what's going to happen is it's going to slide up slowly to up 2 octaves. I like to kind of stop it before it gets to the end. As you can see, it also gets a lot louder. Let's add some more effects to it. Some reverb. Maybe just a little bit. High cut of something like that. Bigger room size. Let's go with warm. There we go. Okay, another thing I'm going to add a phaser to it. Be really careful about the frequency. I'm going to drop this down a little bit. Okay, maybe turn this up. Stereo. Small frequency range. You just mess with this, it gives you an interesting kind of effect to it. Last thing, just a hair of some distortion. There's a few other things you can mess with. I can add a phaser on here, which is not a phaser, a flanger on here, and then you can kind of mess with the depth and then the rate. And get some pretty interesting effects. So I'm going to take this flanger, lower the depth, create automation clip. So there's a lot of pretty interesting things you can do with this. Yeah, that's about it. That's about it on the riser, that is. Second thing you want to do on top of this is add white noise, which I already have. I already have a preset for this. On 3XOSC, it's just some white noise, literally. That's all it is. So don't get too excited. Okay, sign a free mixer track, of course. First thing you want to do is, as always, Fruity EQ. Do a high pass, touch up on this. Gonna make a pattern for it. Let's call this noise. Make it just make it 1 measure long, in case you want to use it later for something else. Whoops. Stop. Okay. Then what you want to do is make a filter, excuse me. Jump up the resonance about between halfway and 1/4 of the way. So just somewhere in here is good. You don't want a whole lot because it's going to really ruin your ears. Create automation clip, and of course, sweep up. Now let's take a listen and see what we have. Oh my god. There we go. What did I do wrong? I don't know why it's not working. Well, I only have like 2 seconds left. Continue this in part 2.